Trump presses Zelensky to accept peace plan within days, as Washington pushes to secure ceasefire by Christmas. Kyiv sees dangerous favor in Moscow. The Trump administration is pressuring Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky to provide a swift response to Washington's latest peace proposal, which, according to officials familiar with the talks, aims to secure a ceasefire with Russia by Christmas. The Financial Times reports that Kyiv was given only a few days to react to a document that effectively exchanges recognition of territorial losses for vague long-term security guarantees from the United States. Sources close to the negotiations describe the situation as unprecedented pressure on Kyiv at a critical strategic moment. Zelensky, speaking to European leaders in private consultations, warned that Washington's envoys, Special Representative Steve Witkoff and Jared Kushner, pushed him to make immediate decision during a 2-hour call over the weekend. Kyiv interprets this urgency as a coordinated attempt to lock Ukraine into terms unfavorable to its sovereignty. European diplomats who participated in back-channel consultations were briefed that the American side is insisting on accelerated approval of the plan, while Kyiv has requested time to coordinate with Paris, Berlin and London. According to one senior official, Ukraine is now stuck between territorial demands it cannot accept and US demands it cannot refuse. The compressed negotiation timeline is no coincidence. US officials close to Trump use the holiday deadline as symbolic leverage, presenting ceasefire as a gift to the world and a political demonstration of Trump's ability to end the war quickly. However, in Kyiv, there is increasing concern that accelerated peace is being prioritized over durable security and that Washington is primarily interested in rapid de-escalation regardless of long-term implications. Privately, Ukrainian negotiators acknowledge that elements of the American offer shifted after a 5-hour meeting between Kushner, Witkoff and Vladimir Putin in Moscow. Multiple Ukrainian officials told Axios that the revised version became more Russia-centric, particularly regarding control of the Donbass. These officials say that the US position begins to resemble a formula where Ukraine is pushed to ratify Kremlin-occupied territory in exchange for promises of future support. Kyiv fears this is not merely tactical maneuvering but strategic realignment. Washington's approach, in Ukrainian assessment, disproportionately pressures Kyiv rather than Moscow. Zelensky has openly confirmed that the updated peace plan was reduced from 28 to 20 points by removing overtly anti-Ukrainian elements. However, the central dilemma remains unchanged. Ukraine refuses to formalize the loss of sovereign territory. Ukrainian negotiators privately compare the current scenario to the Minsk agreements, but with significantly higher stakes because instead of temporary administrative arrangements, the US proposal risks finalizing territorial redivision. The Kremlin interprets the American push as diplomatic validation of its military gains. Moscow's narrative is simple. If Kyiv accepts territorial losses under US pressure, Russia gains strategic legitimacy without military costs. Despite public caution, Ukrainian leaders remain firm. Territorial concessions are not negotiable. At this stage, there is only one clear outcome. If Washington continues to push unilateral solutions without European alignment, the political cost for Zelensky will dramatically increase domestically and internationally. For Russia, even temporary diplomatic ambiguity already counts as a victory. For Ukraine, any rushed settlement risks becoming irreversible strategic defeat discussed as peace by Christmas.